Welcome, everybody. Today's March 11th, 2022 weekly town hall meeting. The agenda for today is projects and development updates, marketing updates, collaboration updates, Q&A. Robinson, if you want to start us off with project and development updates, please.
Sure. Thank you, Vinny. So the first two slides are our ongoing efforts. So the one was the Bitcoin demo on the mainnet, where originally we had challenges with the UI and we were not able to perform the deposit from the front end. Now we have addressed those. Now internally we have tried to perform the Bitcoin deposit operation, and we have identified some backend issues as well. So these backend issues. So what is happening is probably it's worth explaining in little detail. So what is happening is once the Bitcoin deposit happens to an address called Bitcoin deposit address. Well, essentially, there are two steps involved in performing the Bitcoin deposit to the Peerplays. So one is creation of Bitcoin deposit, and then so this Bitcoin deposit address is something that is mapped to a Peerplays blockchain. And once that is done, any deposit happens to this particular deposit address. So that's a process. And on the mainnet of both Peerplays and Bitcoin, now the suns are active. Or the minimum number of suns is 7. That's up and running, and the Bitcoin deposit address creation itself is working fine. And the next step is whenever somebody sends funds to this particular account, the Sun network is expected to identify this and issue PBTC on the Peerplays blockchain. So what is happening right now is the Suns is not able to identify this particular transaction, that is a Bitcoin transaction, and because of this problem, the issuing of PBTC is not happening. So that is where we are. So right now we are investigating this through a bug created on the blockchain. So once we have that, we will perform the QA. Sorry, we have the demo done in one of the. Being said that, we will maintain this particular slide here to show that this is one of our most important items. And these are our process improvements which we were tracking. So we have addressed the challenges with the tickets. So now we have tickets with proper information, and the UI UX challenges or the mapping between the UI UX and the tickets, they are also being addressed now. Another one is the Irona, our primary development testnet node having Bitcoin Suns. So this is also addressed as of now. Now it had taken quite some time to address because we ended up trying this in various ways, various permutations and combinations to get working. So that is also being addressed. Now, the last item being pending from this list is ELK, which is our log management. So we have not essentially started working on that item. In the coming, we will start looking into ELK and make sure that all the tickets have logs collected from ELK. So this process was very important, and I'm glad that we have addressed all the major items. So we have only one item was important process improvement. This is on the UI release. So we had one of the functionalities essentially related to the Bitcoin withdrawal and deposit address creation screen, which had undergone extensive QA. So that is now completed. Now we are going through other tickets as well. So most of the time was spent on this one ticket, ticket number I believe 680. So now we are continuing with other tickets, and we also have one additional QA working on this. So we'll have more momentum verifying the ticket. Currently, so we have numerous improvements, especially the Bitcoin and Hive related screens. Those are the primary focus. I believe we have around 20 tickets or so in review and few in testing stage. So this is being actively, again, detail of major items being addressed, quite self-explanatory. Our Gantt chart information, our historic progress. As I was explaining earlier, our primary focus was on the verification of one major ticket and collecting logs. So the numbers look pretty slow for this week, small for this. Our improved next text environment next. So we have various screens in progress, and apart from this particular update, which doesn't convey much, we are also trying to deploy this application for internal. So in the upcoming weeks, we'll have screenshots show a little more color in the.
All right. So our delivery date is the same, end of March. Our technical lead says that we may finish the screens earlier, but again, we will need some time to test everything before it goes to production. So anyway, our due date is still the same, end of March.
The next project, next item is export. So we don't have much of progress here. We have trying to create installers for Windows and Mac. So there are challenges creating these installers. So we're working on those. But in general, there are no pending bugs here except for these installers. So as soon as we have those installers being sorted out, we'll have a release. But if anybody wants to use it, it's currently usable in a CLA mode on Windows as well as Mac. And yeah, I think on Windows also it's possible to build, but it's just that we are unable to create, build, and distribute it. So that's on export. Blockchain updates. I think the major one being we have this Bitcoin deposit related bug which is in progress, which is a major impediment because we're not able to proceed. I talked about it at the beginning of the presentation, so that's a major one. And in addition to various improvements, we had another major problem with corruption of the blockchain. If we try to stop it after the resync was completed, it took us a while to fix, but it is being it's addressed right now. So that is another kind of nuisance for the witness node reader. So that has been addressed now. We also have another bug created, which is if the node is stopped or killed before the full resync is completed, the blockchain is getting corrupt. It's probably not as bad as the original bug, but we have that new bug reported, which could be related to the original blockchain corruption problem. So we are working on that as well. But being said that, our primary focus is the Bitcoin deposit on the mainnet. And we are also trying to look into the voting extensions for other blockchains, starting with Hive blockchain. So we're working on that. Burn down and burn up charts.
All right. So we have accumulated enough valuable changes and valuable product increments to do a release. So we are currently planning to release next week, somewhere in the middle of next week, this Gantt chart.
Okay, our historical progress. So I think we have a very large number of new items being completed this week, and there are also a couple of new bugs being. JS library, I guess it's little concerning update here because we had quite a slow progress here. So we have stopped working on this, and we have moved on to other projects right now. But we'll be coming back. We need to find additional JS resources, and we'll be getting back to this as soon as NFT marketplace. So what's happening is we have taken a lot of updates which happened to the upstream. We have brought them in, and we are also working on creating a demo using the mainnet. So the existing software works quite fine, even though it is quite minimal. So we're trying to create a demo, and from the DevOps side also we're doing a few things like creating a review app and various other ways. And we are also kind of started to work on the new UI designs or enhanced UI for the NFT. Our burn down and burn up charts are here. The charts. Henry, do you have any points on this?
All right. So we are progressing smoothly, and I think we have good chances to release the demo in the end of March.
Okay, so that's all the updates from the development team, and over to the market.
Thank you very much, Robinson. Michael, do you want to start us off with marketing updates, please?
Hello, everybody. With the marketing updates, if you want to come to the slide, thank you. We've been posting new content on the news and article section of peerplays.com with Sala doing SEO optimization so that things get properly indexed and will be found on the search engines. We've elected to do it in a slower rollout, so basically an article a day is going to get posted in rather than just dumping it all in at once, but that is work that is progressing and it's coming in nicely, and we're getting quite a bit of a repository of information on the website to get indexed and to be shown on the search engines when people are searching for things. So that's good. We've continued scheduling and posting Twitter threads for educational purpose as well, all with link backs to the website where the articles are housed, so that we're going to be giving traffic from that and growth, hopefully with people signing up for the newsletters and whatnot that are going to be available to be done from the website. An outreach survey update, we have closed it. Submissions are being summarized as we speak. I'm doing that and putting it in a presentation which will be done for next week's town hall. The response was okay. I expected a little bit more, but it was a pretty good cross section of comments from what I've seen quickly at a first look. But I will be, like I said, putting it together in a presentation and presenting it next week. And we are also doing an evaluation of community building tools and resources that could be utilized within peerplays.com for future growth of the community and to foster discussions and whatnot in the community within peerplays.com. The final thing that's hasn't been added to this sheet, but I started on this morning as well. I just wanted to mention is that we are going to be reviewing the roadmap, seeing where we're at versus where we said we would be at this point, and then putting out a revised version of what's been completed and where we're going for the remainder of 2022 for a roadmap as well, which will come out probably in the next couple weeks. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Sala for the performance side of things.
Thank you, Michael. For the last week, performance stats for the social media, we're seeing a really good growth in terms of Twitter, as we talked last week about the new strategy and new traits being posted by Mo for like different articles and pointing back to peerplace.com blog articles. And we're seeing like really high engagement and sharing and like interaction with the tweets, which will be taking that as a case study and applying it for other social media, so we can push all the social media to moving forward. In terms of SEO, like as Michael mentions, we're posting on a daily basis the articles, optimizing them, getting the peer place pages optimized in terms of SEO and bringing organic traffic. Our last 7 days have seen quite good clicks and impression. And then moving forward, after all the site peer place is done, then we can see really the growth of the SEO and organic traffic. Plus, combined with the performance campaign, we can see the real effect of it and start to get in a bigger community on the forum. So that's from my side for the SEO performance.
Thank you very much, Michael and Sala. Jonathan, collaborations update, please.
Good day. So for collaborations update, we had a call with the Gaming Benefits Corporation again. This time during the call, there was a lot of discussion regarding storage and the strategy needed in order to be able to satisfy the regulated market space and how we can incorporate blockchain. There is a interesting solution out there actually with a organization called Burst IQ, which offers a HEPA compliant type of blockchain storage, which is being investigated. So it was a pretty good call on that, and we are still working on those things. There was another call that was supposed to be scheduled to go over more technical details with Peerplays, but unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, it didn't happen. But we'll make that happen next week. So with Follow My Vote, we were able to close on that in regards to the blockchain abstraction layer, which has been delivered. We are still working with the code in terms of how it's going to incorporate into mainnet in the future, but that's something which going forward, that particular project has now been closed. So that was very good. Those are the primary collaborations that we had this past week. One other thing that I didn't mention, just some communications with Mars VR Labs is another that we've been working with that I've talked about in the past. We're looking at working more closely with them in regards to their product. And for those that haven't listened to the previous updates, what that is essentially that it's a type of a VR environment which services the medical space. And they are looking to evolve into creating a gamified type of an environment, which of course they want to incorporate blockchain. And we are in agreements with them to utilize Peerplays for that. So it's quite exciting. So there was some communications with that, but I didn't think it was significant enough to put it up on the on the slide. Anyways, so there may be more on that though in the future. So those are all the collaborations for this past week.
Thank you very much. Okay, on to questions, comments, thoughts. We had a couple questions come in from the community, I believe are for the development side. So Robinson, possibly, I think we'll take these. The first one is the Bitcoin deposit demo being rescheduled?
Yes, the demo will have to be rescheduled because we have identified a bug in the backend. It could be a bug or a configuration issue. So we are working on this, and this might take at least 2 to 3 weeks for us to fix and possibly release a fix.
Okay,
I also have something, my 5 cents here. So basically, we can do Bitcoin demo only after we have done the production release, okay, of DEX.
thank you. And second, how are we doing versus the roadmap? It was mentioned last week that the Hive Suns would be completed on target, and I was just curious on the status.
On the Hive Suns, we're delayed on the Hive Suns, and we have just started working on it, but the all possibility is that I not be able to deliver as per the schedule, which was end of March. And the reason being, a lot of our focus shifted due to the crashes, and we have these bugs related to the blockchain corruption, the blockchain file corruption, which took exceptionally longer time. More than a month was spent on on fixing that particular bug. And we are also onboarding new developers, so the blockchain team was primarily on kind of fixing these bugs as well as training new developers. So we will have to mostly push Hive related voting to the next quarter.
Thank you for the update.
Yeah, and I also have some comments. So our testing shows that Hive SONs work smoothly on DEX. Okay, so there are some issues. There are some features that should be added, like Robinson mentioned, like SON voting. But the deposit, the withdrawal, like core functions are working well, and it was tested on DEX already.
Thank you. And that concludes today's meeting. Thank you, everybody, for your time on today, March 11th, 2022, and we will see you next week. Thank you.